Congress tour. So this has been, the foreword has been written by Dr. Subramanian Swami. He's on the National Herald case, he's been very actively involved with Dr. Subramanian Swami. So that is where the source of his knowledge or the first-handedness of his knowledge is. So let's look forward and listen to him. Thank you, sir. Let me request our senior most member, Shri Ranganathanji, to honor our Chief Guest of the night. Thank you, Venkatesh. So, Janardhan,
Agarwal, brothers and sisters, assembled here. It's a great privilege to be here to discuss about a case which I must say in all humility redefines the history in contemporary Indian politics. The topic given here for this evening's deliberation is National Herald case, facts without comments. When Mr. Ganapatiji called me, he said, why don't you speak about the budget? I said, we are too early for the next year's budget, too late for the current year's budget. So we will talk about something else. And I said, it is better that we discuss National Herald case. And the title was chosen with some deliberation. The reason being that I am one of the expert witnesses for Dr. Swami in this particular matter. So what I will tell you is only facts. I will not go on to comment because the matter is sub judice. It is the trial court. It is coming up for hearing on 7th of August. So 10 days from now, the matter comes for hearing in the trial court in Patiala, the Chief Metropolitan Court, where summons have been issued. So I will be as close as possible to the facts, and I will not be opining on this matter, and any opinion on this matter may be disregarded. With due respects, I don't want to influence the court in any manner whatsoever. So I will now tell you what is this case all about and why it has got a profound bearing on the contemporary politics of this country. Somewhere in 2012, month of say July, August, Dr. Swami gave us all a mail stating that, asking a series of questions, whether Section 25 company can be doing this, whether it is possible like this, whether it should be done by this manner. Frankly, I couldn't understand much of what Dr. Swami was asking. In fact, that mail, if I think I didn't even bother to reply because it was vague. Then we had a meeting. Along with Dr. Swami, some of us had a meeting that included Mr. Gurumurthy, Dr. Swami and others, where Dr. Swami elaborated this matter about National Herald case. And he said that I have got for the first time the involvement of Mrs. Sonia Gandhi with her own signature of an alleged fraud which I am investigating, or words to this effect. So he said, I am going to go to the Patiala court and file a complaint. like it. Now Dr. Swami is one person who I always describe as a very bad enemy. You know, he may not be the best of friends, but definitely he is a very bad enemy. So when he started this investigation, I will come to that shortly. You must understand two of the finest legal brains worked on this matter. Mr. Gurumurthy and Dr. Swami. And they prepared the petition. Never in the history of India would a petition entering an ordinary metropolitan court so much intelligence having put into it. And it was only in January 13th this petition was filed before the Metropolitan Court. So you can understand, 4 to 5 months Dr. Swami and Mr. Gurumurthy and others were investigating, preparing the petition, creating the facts, collating the figures, putting it in a legal language, and then going to the court. It was not, at the end of the day, it will not look very flashy that hey, Dr. Swami has gone to the court and he has got an order. Please believe, don't believe this. If Bhagirath Prayatnam in Mahabharata had followed Dr. Swami's effort, they would have said Bhagirath is following Dr. Swami. Because it is the effort that he has put in, it seemed to be believed. I will explain that as we go along. Because I was there in the court on 8 of the 10 days. So, the case is something like this, and I will explain this case as briefly as possible. It is a slightly technical case, so you may have to bear out with me because this is criminal law juxtaposed with corporate law. Many of the judges don't understand criminal law or corporate law. Now we have to understand both criminal law and corporate law. So you have to understand the complexity of the case. 1930s. Not many would have been born here in this hall. Jawaharlal Nehru with Purushottam Ji Tandon and others started a newspaper called National Herald. And the company was called Associated Press Journal, Associated Journal Limited. In fact, the memorandum and articles of association, first subscriber to the memorandum is Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, written in his own hand, signed. So you can see it is a very historic piece of heritage that we are talking about. It's a very history in that particular document. This company was formed. It was like what Murasali is to DMK. It was mounting the Congress viewpoint. And by 2008, like Congress, it also faced a lot of troubles and it had financial difficulty. By that time, because being a media company, several prime locality of land was given to it at very cheap rates in the heart of various places like Lucknow, Delhi, Bombay, Indore, Bhopal, and the value of these land was worth several hundred crores. According to some estimates, it is conservatively 2,000 crores, and according to some liberal estimates, 5,000 crores. But the company did not have money. I may have assets, but in my pocket there is no money today. The Associated Journal company had a lot of problems. It had to close down virtually by 2008. It stopped bringing out the National Herald. And by that time, it had to pay outsiders 90 crores. Roughly. So what does Associated Journal do? It looks around and sees which are the people which would fund this company so that it can pay off its creditors. It is natural that Congress party was an obvious choice. But there is a problem. Congress party is a political party. Under the Representation of People's Act, a political party cannot indulge in any commercial activity. It cannot lend in debt or equity into any other entity. Suppose you pay 10 rupees into BJP or Congress or Communist Party or ADMK or DMK, you expect that 10 rupees to be used for political purposes, not for any other purposes. That 10 rupees they can hold rally, they can put posters, they can do advertisement for the party, that they can do. But they cannot take the 10 rupee and buy some, give some land or buy some shares or debentures. All these things cannot be done. But the Congress party in 2008-2009 thought Republican Party and Democratic Party are all subsidiaries of Congress Party. So who will question us? Who is there to question us? After all, it is our money and we are giving to our own people for our own benefit. Who is there to question? So they took 90 crores from Congress Party. And who was the president? Sonia Gandhi. Who is the treasurer? Motilal Vora. Who is the general secretary? Oscar Fernandez. All these people give a resolution, pass a resolution that Congress Party will give 90 crores to Associated Journal. 90 crores given to Associated Journal. So this is illegality number one. That you have committed a breach of Representation of People's Act. Now why I am so confident that is an illegal act? Dr. Swamy filed an RTA with the Election Commission and asked whether a political party can give loan or subscribe the shares or buy debentures or bonds in any other company and enter into any commercial transaction. The Election Commission categorically said, under the Representation of People's Act, you cannot give such loan or invest in equity or buy such bonds or debentures. This RTA came to us very handy. So, first, illegality. But this illegality is only part, it's the starting point. Who is the person who received this money? Associated Journal. Who is the chairman of Associated Journal? Motilal Vora. So the treasurer of Congress Party, Motilal Vora, gives money to Motilal Vora, chairman of Associated Journal, and says, Mr. Motilal Vora, I, Motilal Vora, treasurer of Congress Party, I am giving you, Motilal Vora, the chairman of Associated Journal, please take 90 crores. Conspiracy is not even to be proved. It is written all over. Because I take money from myself. I am not even taking from him. If I am taking from him, I have to prove consensus. Where is the meeting of mind? Where did we sit? Where did we meet? There is no meeting of mind required between my own self. I am meeting myself and giving loan to myself. So from here, 90 crores was given back. Then that 90 crores they paid all the creditors, small people. So Congress became the only loan creditor to Associated Journal. Previously they were having hundreds of people. They paid off all those hundreds of people and 90 crores was the loan creditor, only loan creditor in the books of Associated Journal, that is Congress Party. Now look at the second stage. Meanwhile, the mother and son, plus Mr. Oscar Fernandez and others. Oscar Fernandez Motilal Vora, float a company called Young Indian. All of them are above 60, except Rahul Gandhi. Young Indian. And this fellow is always going to be young Indian. He is never going to mature. That is another problem. Now in this, the mother has got 38% shares. The son has got 38% shares. And to that family retainers, Oscar Fernandez and to Motilal Vora, they are given 12%. Now 38 plus 38 is 76. Now what is this 76, sir? 76 is, you will always be reminded of emergency. It is not that. 76% if you own shares in a company, the company cannot pass any special resolution, and you can only pass special resolutions. To pass a special resolution in a company, you require 76% share. So even tomorrow, suddenly if Motilal Vora and Oscar Fernandez by divine grace have suddenly spine on their backs and they start revolting like what Sharad Pawar did. So they said no. Mother and son will own this 76%. 12% given to these two chaps. Paid up share capital of this company is 5 lakh rupees. Young Indian paid up capital is just 5 lakh rupees. Sonia Gandhi puts in 1,90,000 rupees. After listening to all this 2G scam, 1,90,000 crores, lakh crores, suddenly this is a very petty scam. 1,90,000 rupees scam. Not even worth discussing in Dravida Nadu. In Dravida Nadu, we should not discuss anything less than 10,000 crores. But we are discussing this. Because even our ward members are worth several hundred crores nowadays. But 5 lakh rupee share, paid up share capital, Sonia Gandhi owns 1.9 lakhs, Rahul Gandhi 1.9 lakhs, 60,000 by Motilal Vora, and 60,000 rupees worth of share by this Oscar Fernandez. So 5 lakh rupees. Now, this company was floated in the month of November 2010. Now, I have given a loan to say Mr. Agarwal, 90 crores. I don't have, he doesn't have the bandwidth to borrow. Let us forget that for a moment. Now, supposing I have given, what is the next step I will do? I will go and ask him, sir, when are you going to give? Please give me at least 5 crores today, 10 crores today, 1 crore today. Sir, you are having those properties. Why don't you sell some property? Give me, because your work, I have not given to an insolvent person. Please remember that. I have given to a person with absolute solvency. A person who has got 2,000 crores worth of assets. I have not made a foolish decision. I have made a very wise decision. For 90 crores, he is having assets for 2,000 crores. Congress party does not ask any question about repayment. 90 crores they have taken, you have taken, okay. Then they tell the Associated Journal people, you don't have to repay us anything. You can take this money and we will not question you anything. The paid-up capital of Associated Journal at that point in time is around 1 crore of rupees. Beginning from Jawaharlal Nehru has taken some 10 shares, Purushottamji Tandon has taken some shares. Likewise, so many people have taken few hundred shares, 10,000 shares, 1,000 shares, or what 1 lakh shares of 10 rupees each. 10 lakh shares of 10 rupees each. Maximum paid-up capital is 1 crore. 1 crore paid-up capital. Now having a loan of 90 crore, but assets were 2,000 crores. Then what happens? Young India Congress Please understand. If I don't go and get the money, I can tell them, please don't pay me. You can pay Mr. Ramswamy, Kutswamy, Govind Swamy, Kutswamy, somebody. I can give them a letter. Please cut a check in favor of somebody. And you don't have to pay me. And I will discharge you from this. But they did not ask for money. They asked for shares. So, Associated Journal issued 9 crore shares of 10 rupees each to Young India against the loan that they got from Congress Party. So, I took 90 crores loan, I gave 90 crores worth of equity share capital. In Associated Journal, everything over. Now, Young India tells Congress Party, you don't go and recover this money. I will recover that money for you. You have a right to recover that money, 90 crores. And to buy that right, I will pay you 50 lakhs. 50 lakhs was paid by Young India to Congress Party. So Congress Party had a loss of 89.5 crores. Are you able to follow me? Congress Party should have actually got 90 crores. Instead it gets 50 lakhs from Young India and 89.5 crores it writes off in its book. Loss. And they have filed with the income tax authorities. We got the income tax return of the Congress Party. That is whether Dr. Swamy is so dangerous. He got the entire income tax return where they have said loss written off, advances written off. 89.50 crores. Not an 1 rupee, 2 rupee. 89.50 crores. And whose money is this? Not Sonia Gandhi's, not Rahul Gandhi's, not Sam Pitroda, not Oscar Fernandez, not Motilal Vora. It is your money and my money. Ordinary Congress workers who are paid, who are toiled, who are gone and paid 10 rupees, 20 rupees, 50 rupees chanda, donation to the Congress Party. They have just given this to Young India. I wouldn't have minded if Associated Journal had given 9 crore shares of 10 rupees each to the Congress Party. You have no case. Instead it is given to another body called Young India. And if again Young India's full shares are held by Congress Party also, there is no problem. But who is the shareholder of Young India? Mother and son own 76%. So now look at the consequences. Congress Party has written off the loan, 89.5 crores. Associated Journal, books is over. I got 90 crores, I paid 90 crores of equity. Now come to Young India. Young India got 90 crores for shares for 50 lakhs. It paid 50 lakhs. It is like telling you, sir, you pay 50 lakhs. LIC building is yours. Mount Road, another building, 50 lakhs. Pay 50 lakhs and take it. They have done that. So 50 lakhs they have given and they have got 90 crores worth of shares. Now what was the paid up share capital of Associated Journal prior to this? 1 crore. After this, 91 crores. Correct? Because 90 crore shares, fresh shares has been issued to Young India. Now who are the owners of Associated Journal now? 99% shares is held by Young India. 1% is held by so many other people. Now, 99% holding means Young India is the holding company of Associated Journal. And Associated Journal is holding assets. Who is holding assets? Young India is holding. Who is holding Young India? Mother and son. So mother and son are holding assets worth 5,000 crores by this transaction. In the book, if some of you are lawyers or chartered accountants, you will understand. In the books of Young India, since they got 90 crores of shares without paying anything, they have recorded in balance sheet, we are the owners of 9 crore shares of 10 rupees each in the books of Associated Journal, but the value they have shown is nil. Supposing you steal my cell phone, you cannot pass double entry. You must understand. Because you have not given something and taken something. There is no debit or credit to the corresponding asset that you have purchased. You have not purchased, you have actually stolen, you have robbed. There is no double entry for dacoity. There is only single entry for dacoity. There is only single entry for robbery. If you enter some bus and somebody pickpockets you, he cannot pass double entry. Debit so and so, credit so and so. Everything is only to Swaha. Swaha account only. So, in the books of Associated Journal, they are struggling. The chartered accountants are struggling to pass an entry. How to pass an entry? But they have to show also. They have to show this pickpocket fellow has no lawyer, no chartered accountant, no annual return, no balance sheet, no section 210 of the companies are nothing. They simply keep it into their packet. But this is a limited company. Their limited company is a section 25 company. Now what is this section 25 company? Young India. Most of you may not be aware about the technicalities. A club, for instance, is a not-for-profit organization. A club, Madras Gymkhana Club or Madras Chamber of Commerce, these are all not for-profit organizations. These are not for-profit organizations. They are basically trust or charity in a corporate form. They will collect chanda from various people within the trust, within their membership, and they will spend for their membership purposes right now. And at the end of the day, the directors will not take any remuneration. There will be no dividend. If there is a profit, there is no dividend to the shareholders. But here what happened? Very strangely. After taking over the Associated Journal, Rahul Gandhi gave an interview that we are not going to run National Herald. National Herald is dead and buried. Nothing can be done. He gave an interview. Not only that, the National Herald building in the Bahadur Shah Safar Marg in Delhi has been let out to TCS. There has been let out to Passport Seva Kendra and others at a rent of around 60 lakh rupees per floor or something. They are getting huge rentals every month. And that month is going to the hands of Associated Journal. And from Associated Journal, you don't have to bring it actually into the books of Young India, and you don't have to distribute dividend because you remove the corporate will. There is a concept of removing the corporate will. You remove the corporate will, you will find it is the mother and son which controls Young India. Young India controls Associated Journal. Associated Journal controls the properties. So you don't have to complicate things, you just have to lift the corporate wheel, you will find behind the wheel, you will find the mother and son standing at every place. So this was filed by January 2013 by Dr. Swami. Under section 204 CRPC, he gave a complaint stating that here is a time, please investigate this matter and summon the persons who have committed this crime. Normally, this crime were to be done by Mr. Agarwal and myself. We would have been summoned within 15 days. But Sonia Gandhi, Rahul Gandhi, Congress party, and they were in power. This was not done when India came to power. The judgment came when India was in power. But the whole hearing happened when the Congress was in power. By around the first date of hearing was somewhere in August. After the hearing, I didn't go for that hearing. Dr. Swami called me and said, I require your assistance. I want you to be the expert witness here. And that is why I came into this case. And we had another hearing in October. Then somewhere in the month of March. Then late April. Then May end. Then June 2, June 4, June 6. Then again on June 23rd. And order summoning all the accused was issued on 26th June 2014. 26th June is a very important day because that was the day on which emergency was declared in 1975. So it is a divine providence that this order came on 26th June. Now what is the order say? Order does not say X is a criminal or Y has done a crime. Nothing. It records all our facts. It says Dr. Swami has produced this particular document. And then it says the expert witness, that is myself, had testified that yes, here is a company which has issued shares to another company and there is no correlation why that company should receive it. When the loan was given by Congress Party has written off 89.5 crores. Young India is the owner of 9 crore shares of 10 rupees each in Associated Journal. I have only recorded facts. Then the judge was not satisfied. And the Lordship's order that the registrar of companies must come and testify whether all these are the records as submitted to the registrar of companies by Young India and Associated. So the registrar's representative came, Delhi registrar's representative came, and all these documents were found to be correct. Because we are taking only from the registrar of companies. We have not done, in this case, we did not have to go and search for any clues, any evidences, except for Congress Party's return, which was also signed and sealed by Motilal Vora. We have not taken any document from anywhere, unlike Tucci matter. Here, all the documents were put into the ROC's website, and we only paid 50 rupees and got. This is the cheapest litigation ever done. 50 rupees and 50 rupees we paid, we got all the documents, went, and they said, are you MR Venkatesh? Yes, I am MR Venkatesh. This is my chartered accountant certificate. I have actually downloaded this from the website. Where is the fees paid? I have paid the fees. Here is the fees paid receipt. Where is the documents? Here are the documents. Then the registrar was asked, are these documents with you? Said yes. Then he said, who are the directors of Associated Journal? Motilal Vora, blah 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 blah. Then Young India, Sonia Gandhi, Rahul Gandhi, Motilal Vora, Pastor Fernandez. Okay. Then, where is the resolution passed? All these resolutions. Some of the resolutions are passed in 10 Janpat. No need to do any conspiracy. Because done under the residence of Sonia Gandhi, 10 Janpat, you may not know what is the address of Rashtrapati Bhavan, but every child knows who lives in 10 Janpat. Everybody knows what is 10 Janpat. Passed. Young India's office is in the same Bahadur Shah Zafar Marg where Associated Journal is. Same office, same place it is there. Motilal Vora is the secretary, treasurer of Congress Party. Motilal Vora is the chairman there. Motilal Vora gets 12% shares in Young India. So it was a close, cozy club of 4 or 5 people playing this man, this whole game. Now, I must specifically tell you one instance which all of us must remember. And I would like to salute Dr. Swami for not what he achieved thus far. This is the most important. June 2, June 4 and June 6, the temperature outside was around 45-46 degrees in Delhi. You can understand, June first week is so hot. All of us were squirming in the heat. The court hall is just a small court. It is not like what they show in cinema, big court, AC, no. It is crowded. Some people are handcuffed because it is a metropolitan court. There are some people who are coming there who are overspeeding. Some people are there for cards, for some other charges, some for some petty, fighting. Police are there, handcuffing people. So it is a very small court. Never once Dr. Swami complained. This is so far. I am not able to travel. I came only from Chennai this morning. I came from here. Not once did he complain. You can make a complaint. That's what he taught me. This was a great lesson for me personally. Because you can make a complaint. You can say this is hot, that is not there, this is not there, the courtroom is small. But he did not complain. He was a former law minister of this country, sitting in a metropolitan court, ever so patiently, ever so diligently, not wavering. Sometimes when arguing with the judge, we could go overboard, we could, as you know, because of lack of maturity. But Dr. Swami was so focused, he would not waver a bit. He would go on focusing about what is to be said. And what we finally have prima facie established, in the words of the judge, is that there is a breach of trust, a criminal breach of trust. Because the breach of trust is by the Congress party leadership to the common donors. Because they have given money with the belief that Congress party will run the Congress party as a political entity, not as a commercial entity. 2. Associated Journal, after taking the money, should have actually returned the money to Congress party. Instead, there was a connivance to deny Congress party this 90 crores and instead give shares to Young India, thereby becoming a subsidiary of Young India. 3. Young India, without paying anything, virtually anything, has become a owner of 90 crores worth of shares, and by which it leverages and becomes a owner of 2,000 crores worth of property. That's we also did some more research. You will be surprised that in the 80s the Congress party was allotted some land in Bandra, Bombay. Bandra is, all of you know, is almost the most prestigious place in Bombay today, Mumbai as it's called. That was a land given on freehold in the 80s. The Associated Journal company could not pay the installments. So in the 90s, they write a letter to the Maharashtra government and tell them, look, we are unable to pay this installments. So you do one thing. You convert the freehold into leasehold, so that we can pay a marginal lease rent. Maharashtra government agrees. This goes on for another 15-17 years. In 2011 or 10, again, after this takeover of this land, or the company by Young India, Associated Journal writes a letter back to Maharashtra government, says, convert our leasehold land into freehold land. Look at the conspiracy. I don't have money in 1980, in 1990. Today I am sunk. I don't have any money at all. But now I want to convert my leasehold into freehold, so that I can completely eat it. Leasehold you cannot eat it. Freehold you can completely eat and digest it. This is again taken to the top. So 420, cheating, 405, 406, breach of trust, 120B, prima facie has been demonstrated. Now lordships have directed all the 7 accused. Sonia Gandhi accused number 1, Rahul Gandhi accused number 2, Motilal Vora accused number 3, Oscar Fernandez 4, Sam Pitroda 5, Suman Dubey 6, Young India 7. You come before her on 7th August 2014. That is 10 days from now, next Thursday. I don't know what will happen after that. But one thing is certain. The nation owes a huge sense of gratitude to Dr. Swami and Mr. S. Gurmurthy on this matter. 2. It's a dogged perseverance of these two gentlemen that we have seen this case coming this far. But believe me, this is the beginning of the battle, this is not the end of the battle. Now, I am sure that they will take all the legal reports known to law. They will be assisted by several of these senior advocates of the Congress who are now mercifully jobless because they have been, defeated or they did not contest elections. Salman Khurshid, Kapil Sibal, P. Chidambaram, Moili. Tulsi is basically not a Congress thing, but at least there are others who are basically in the government. They are now taken to practice, several of them. And these are the people who are going to advise the Congress party, and the Congress party will most probably take the next step. But it is remarkable.
What happened regarding income tax officials who accepted these returns?
Now, I'll come to that. The matter has been posted for 7th. I don't know what will happen, as I told you. But meanwhile, we have done two more things. Dr. Swami has done two more things. Once this case was filed, we did not wait for the result. We wrote a letter to the Income Tax Department and said, under section 13A of the Income Tax Act, a political party is exempt from income tax on the donations received, but it should carry on political activity. Here is the Congress party, by its own admission, entered the commercial activity. Please inquire. As you rightly said, this return was filed somewhere, if I remember correctly, in the end of 2011. They did not do anything in 2012, 2013. The department would not look at anything to do with Congress. After the change of government, suddenly Income Tax Department understood income tax law. This department, people suddenly found that Congress has violated section 13A of the Income Tax Act. So they said, please show cause why action should not be taken, and they have issued a show cause. Now, Dr. Swami did not stop with this. I think in the first week of July, Dr. Swami has also filed a complaint with the Enforcement Directorate stating that this is primarily a money laundering act because it is tainted property shown as untainted property when it is basically a crime. You know what is money laundering? Money laundering is a crime property projected as clean property. Dr. Swami has said, now here is a magistrate who says there is prima facie a case where so and so violated sections of IPC, prima facie, and they require some investigation. And one judgment is that as soon as a crime is registered by a police, the Enforcement Directorate can register a crime under the Prevention of Money Laundering Act and start parallel investigation. So Dr. Swami went to the Enforcement Directorate and gave a letter to the Enforcement Director and told him, here I have got the proof, here is the order, here is my petition, please kindly investigate. 1 month has almost elapsed. Enforcement Directorate has to take some steps. Enforcement Directorate has to take some view. It cannot keep quiet. And as per some judgment, if a crime is registered, you also have to register a crime. And if you register a crime, you have to inform Dr. Swami. If you inform Dr. Swami, then 2 months later he will ask you what happened. 3 months later he will go to the court. So all these things will follow. So up till now what we have said is a trailer of a very bad movie for Congress. The main picture is yet to come. And the main picture will be very, very terribly bad for the Congress. I can assure you that. I do not know how bad it will be, which route it will take. But I can foresee that the Congress people are not going to be very happy, especially the Congress leadership is going to face a torrid time in the next 36 months. With this, I stop. Any questions I will answer. Thank you. See, it is very easy for many of us to make this question. But if you go to a court of law, you have to back with evidence. That evidence must be sustainable. Not here. It has to be sustainable to the Supreme Court. If you bring any evidence, definitely Dr. Swami will investigate and we can take the matter further. But no, I am answering you. I am answering you very with all my humility that it is easy to make a charge. But to sustain the charge in the court is a different ballgame. Okay? So we are trying to make this case succeed and we would rather prefer that we take this matter to a logical conclusion. We do not believe, and even at this point in time, that there is anything to be vindictive about a person. Law should take its own course. We are only needing evidence and we are assuming that the legal process in this country, with the best of judges in this country, the law will take its own course.
Maharashtra government also is asking to the price.
No, 1 minute. Let him finish this. You can go to that gentleman.
The question is, what would be the worst and best case scenarios? Assuming the
Depends whether you are a congressman or not. See, the worst case scenario would be that they are held as criminals. As far as they are concerned.
at a personal level,
At a personal level. And the best case scenario for them is that some higher court intervenes and quashes this order.
that is there is proof.
Now that is a matter of interpretation, sir. How the courts will do, as I said, I am an expert in this. I don't want to sit on judgment. What courts will decide tomorrow. Courts can, under 482 CRPC, they can definitely file a petition in the High Court. And the High Court can, if it feels, and if it thinks that it is the right thing to do, may quash it.
Just another question on the criminality here from Congress's side. When the Congress as a party passed a resolution in giving the loan of 90 crores, why would it affect them at a personal level?
See, when they wrote off this loan, the beneficiary of the loan was not the borrower. Who is the beneficiary of this loan? Young India. And who is the owner of Young India? Congress parties, leaders. If Congress party had received this 90 crore shares, 9 crore shares of 10 rupees each, I wouldn't have argued this matter. I would have advised Dr. Swami sir, we wouldn't have a case. But the shares did not go to Congress party. It went to a special purpose vehicle. It is a Section 25 company. The memorandum of the company says to foster secular ideals, to do some socialistic principles, some way Ramabaji is there. Finally, you are usurping land. Finally, that is socialism for you. So, it is not that they have done it at the individual level. Let us assume I am removing all the charges. Supposing Congress party leader, supposing you are a leader of the Congress party, have you walked with 90 crore rupees cash in a suitcase? Will the Congress party not accuse you of theft? That is what has happened. A public property was converted into a private property.
But my another question is, the Young India cannot spend money for some other purposes, or they cannot take dividends, both Sonia Gandhi or Rahul Gandhi. In that case, they may argue they are not the beneficiary of Young India. The beneficiary, actual beneficiaries are the public or objectives of the government. Objectives is charitable. In that case, they may say that they are not beneficiary in any way, they are only, they just help the people. That is the way they may represent. What do you say? Excuse me.
This is what they have presented. And Kapil Sibal and others are of the view that this is the Section 25 company. But unfortunately, can a Section 25 company be a holding company?
I don't know, sir.
If that be the case, why don't they give me also some shares? I am also Indian Republic. You can give it to Mr. Agarwal, yourself also can be one of the shareholders and recipient. They are not given to you and me. They are given to a company which is distinct from Congress. And the owner of, let us assume the owner of the company is again Congress, I have no case.
See, one more thing they will say.
What they will say?
They are not the owners actually. They will say that I am a charity, in a charitable organization. I am only helping them. That's what they are going to argue.
You cannot root me and do charity towards me. Please understand. You cannot be a Robin Hood of robbing poor and paying Peter. That is not allowed under any law.
In the present legal system, I think it is really surfacing particularly your confidence on it. My question is, here the Jayalalitha, Prime Minister, has evaded the book for nearly 7 to 8 years. And particularly in Nancy case, the judgment goes, the Chief Minister, in order to save her skin, has refused her own signature produced in the document by her own authors. But it concludes the cases of politically motivated. This is the condition of the courts. Even in the Maran case, physically the optical fiber cable was laid between this court house and the sanctity office. Nothing has happened even after change of government. Under this democratic system and legal system, I feel the legal luminaries will find a loophole in that to escape.